number KEN 6, Kenya Urban Roads Authority. Number 26, Policyholders Compensation Fund. Number 27, Receiver of Revenue, Recurrent the National Treasury. Number 28, Receiver of Revenue, Financial Statements, State Department for Internal Security and the National Administration. Number 29, Regional Mombasa Port Access Road, loan number KFW 27459, grant number K. FW 8401 Movement Project Isebania KC Ahero AI Road Rehabilitation Kenya National Highways Authority. Number 32, State Officers and Public Officers Motor Car Loan Scheme Fund, the National Treasury. Number 33, Support to Road Sector Policy, the 10th EDF Rural Roads Rehabilitation Project in Kenya, credit number KEFED/023-571, Kenya Rural Roads Authority. Number 34, Tana and Earth Rivers Development Authority. Number 35, Dhwake Multipurpose Water Development Project, Phase 1, AFDB loan. Number 21001 500 29993, 200 200 3351. Then AGTF number 5050 2000 501, and AFDB grant number 2100 1550-25973, State Department for Water and Sanitation. Number 36, towards ending drought emergencies, 20, ecosystem-based adaptation in Kenya's arid and semi-arid rangelands project, IUCN grant number P02886, State Department for Livestock and Development. Number 37, upgrading of Ahero Irrigation Development Project, grant number HS012400, National Irrigation Authority. And finally, number 38, upgrading of Gilgil Machinery Road Project, Badea loan, Kenya Rural Roads Authority. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Well done, Morogara. That was a long one for you. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Chairperson, Public Petitions Committee.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that this House adopt the report of the Public Petitions Committee on its consideration of the public petition number 11 of 2022 regarding pollution of Athi River, laid on the table of the House on Thursday, 11th April 2024. 2, Honorable Speaker, I beg to give the notice of the following motion, that this House adopt the report of the Public Petition Committee on its consideration of a public petition number 15 of 2024 regarding the gazettement of Mwala and Kalama sub-counties of Machakos County as handship areas, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 18th November 2025. 3, Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that this House adopts the report of the Public Petitions Committee on its consideration of a public petition number 41 of 2023 regarding banning of TikTok in Kenya, laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, 25th September 2024. Then lastly, Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that this House adopts the report of the Public Petitions Committee on its consideration of a public petition number 69 of 2023 regarding delay in resettlement of squatters in Koibem Village, Nandi County, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 11th November 2025. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Before the next order, honorable members, allow me to acknowledge the following schools in the Speaker's Gallery: Magumano Girls School from Kinangop, Nyandarua. Honorable members, acknowledge the presence of your children. In the public gallery, Al Muhajirun Academy from Kamkunji, Nairobi, and Urafiki Karovana School from Ruiru, Kiambu. I have been requested by the member for Kamkunji to give him a minute to welcome Muhajirun School. Where is he? Yes, Hassan, 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. It's a great pleasure for me to warmly welcome the students from my constituency, Al Muhajirun School. You're mostly welcome by members of parliament. Al Muhajirun is part of a group of schools known as Ansarul Sunnah, which is one of the most successful integrated community schools that have uplifted children from our neighborhood and have done very well in the exams. I also want to salute the founder, Sheikh Abdul Razak Jir, who is a very prominent educationist. And I want to tell you, education is power. I'm only here because of education. So work hard, perform very well, and the sky is the limit. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order. 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 You clap again and you'll be evacuated from that gallery. And I can't blame those children. It is the sergeant's office that has not told the visiting school children how they behave in parliament. So, Sergeant, you are called to order. Because those children don't know how they should behave here. Kwenya Thuku. And for members of parliament, when you bring students to the gallery, also tell them the etiquette of parliament.
Thank you, Speaker. And indeed, I want to inform you, Mr. Speaker, that I actually had a meeting with my students who were visiting the precincts of parliament, and I briefed them ably as what they're supposed to do in the chambers. And I can assure you, you're going to hear that clapping or the ululation. Mr. Speaker, I take this opportunity to welcome Magomano Girls School to the precincts of parliament and within the chambers. And Mr. Speaker, just to bring to your attention that Kinangop is the home of the first speaker of the National Assembly. In fact, Sir Humphrey Slide lived in a place called Karema. Karema, there's a high school called Karema Girls. And now we have Magomano Girls. These are two premier schools that we have in the constituency. I want to assure you that you're ably represented in the House, and there's a place you can dream anytime to come in, either as a worker, as a staff, or as a member of parliament. Therefore, Speaker, I welcome these schools, Kinangop included, and any other school that is visiting, just to enjoy the ambience of parliament. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable members, on my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome the students, their teachers, and those accompanying them to the House of Parliament. Thank you. Next order.
Order number 7, Questions and statements.
Abdi Ali Abdi, member for Ijara. Didn't you ask this update to the minister when he was here in the Kamukunji?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I
Is
asked
this the same issue you asked the minister during the Kamukunji?
yes, but this is more of a
So do you
comprehensive
want to
statement.
prosecute it or it dies there?
I just want it to be formal so that at least it's comprehensive.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44.2c, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the tragic killing of a chief and a primary school teacher in Hulugo Sub-County, Ijara Constituency, Garissa County. Honorable Speaker, on 26 January 2026, the Boma location chief, senior chief, Mr. Advatah Gani Mohammed and Mr. Stephen Musili Vundi, a teacher at Hulugo Primary School, were shot dead in separate attacks at their respective homes by suspected Al-Shabaab militants. The late chief represented the face of a national government administration at the grassroots level, while the late teacher was dedicated to shaping the future of our children through education. Honorable Speaker, the British civilians who were only serving the people of Hulugo constitute not only an attack on innocent individuals, but is also a direct assault on the authority of the state, public service delivery, and the fundamental right to live and work in peace. This tragic incident underscores the persistent security vulnerability in borders and frontier sub-counties, which remain undeserved in terms of security infrastructure, intelligence coverage, and rapid response capabilities. On this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. One, the circumstance that led to the killings of a teacher and a chief in Hulugo Sub-County, and the status of investigation into the two incidents. The reason, number two, the reason for persistent inadequate security deployment, intelligence operation, and response capacity in Hulugo Sub-County and other high-risk areas in Garissa County. Number three, immediate and long-term measures being put in place to enhance security in the area, including reinforcement of personnel and equipment, compensation to bereaved families, and protection of civil servants. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Chairman Tongoyo, how soon can you bring the response?
Honorable Speaker.
Actually, this issue was raised before the minister.
Yeah, it was.
And he partly or substantially spoke about it.
Yeah.
So how much time do you
But
need
for the
to bring?
purposes of tabling the record on the House and given the gravity of the matter, maybe can do it on Thursday next week.
Thursday next week.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nevertheless, I want to give my condolences to the families of our fallen officers, the teacher and the chief.
Thank you. You do that for all of us. Charles Wanjoke.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign Relations regarding the reported coercion of 2 Kenyan citizens into military service in the Russian Federation. Honorable Speaker, on diverse dates in September 2025, Mr. Clinton Nyapara Mogesa, holder of passport number BK154412, and Mr. Justus Mayenda Ombati of passport number AK0515 05-16222, both from Bonjari, traveled to Russia separately in pursuit of employment opportunities as security guards through the engagement of recruitment agencies. Upon arrival, however, they were allegedly coerced into signing contracts to serve in the Russian military, despite having no prior military training or experience. The two are said to have undergone a brief conscription training before being deployed to the front lines of the ongoing Ukraine-Russia conflict. Honorable Speaker, it is reported that in November 2025, Mr. Ombati sustained severe injuries while at war and consequently was admitted to the DDT Pletna City Clinical Hospital Intensive Care Unit in Moscow. The family believes that Mr. Ombati is still at the said facility to date. Honorable Speaker, on the 31st January 2026, Mr. Nyapara's family learned through social media that their son had perished in combat. To date, the family has not received any form of communication about the circumstances facing their kin. Honorable Speaker, this incident raised grave concerns about the safety and welfare of Kenyan citizens seeking legitimate opportunities abroad, as well as the effectiveness of our diplomatic interventions in such situations. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign Relations on the following. An up-to-date report on the whereabouts of Mr. Clinton Nyapara Mogesa and Mr. Justus Mayenda Ombati. 2, the immediate actions being taken by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, to engage with the government of the Russian Federation to repatriate Mr. Ombati and the remains of Mr. Nyapara. And 3, measures put in place to strengthen collaboration with the Russian government to curb fraudulent employment agencies that target unsuspecting Kenyans, job seekers. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Mr. Speaker. Yes, Milemba. You want to be a joyrider?
Yes, thank you. I want to be a joyrider.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Yesterday I attended my committee, the Labour Committee, and the matters of people going to Russia and Ukraine and getting themselves recruited in the army and then dying is so rampant, Honorable Speaker. And the isolated case or cases that may have been raised by the Honorable Member are not the only ones. I would be wishing to kindly ask you that possibly we invite the relevant CS so that this matter may be dealt with. This is becoming a national issue and it's all over the country. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Julius Olesungulu, you want to joyride on that as well?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. And while I joyride, Mr. Speaker, I hope I can raise an issue about that the Hansard office should actually report all that we say. Because, Mr. Speaker, yesterday, the reporting, at least to YouTube, ended at 11:59. And all we said at that time does not appear on record at all. Today, when we spoke in front of the minister, what I said was cut short, and you can see what between myself and Honorable Tongoyo, there is a lot that got lost. So I hope, Mr. Speaker, when we come to defend the people of Kenya, the Hansard office becomes faithful to what we are doing here.
Clerk, you hear that? The Hansard should be a faithful report.
And so, Mr. Speaker,
factual report of the transactions that go on in the House.
Mr. Speaker, following concerns raised by several families in Transmara, and it's not a statement I'm reading, and other parts of Kenya, there is a lot of information now regarding Kenyans who are allegedly recruited and taken to...
Honorable Sunguli.
Yeah.
You can't joyride by pulling out a written statement.
No, I'm not writing a statement. I'm not reading a statement. It's just the introduction. and taken to the Russian Federation under false pretenses. Mr. Speaker, quite a number of people from my constituency, Caleb Lebunge Koringo, Nixon Kebenei, Kelvin Lemashon, Billy Ledama Kitereswa Olekaparo, Ledama Mupes, Danson Ngeiwa, Benson, and David Kibet, and among other people, many other Transmarans, were taken to Russia under false pretenses. Today, the minister said that they are investigating those that recruited these people. Mr. Speaker, these particular ones were recruited at Chai House here by an organization called the Global something, the Global, I missed the whole name, but they are in Chai House. And we have the telephone number of the fellows who actually recruited these people. They were taken to Athi River for a very casual training of some sort of military training at Athi River, and they were told to open accounts to which they have no access. Now we don't know. They went, Mr. Speaker, they have no communications with their families. Some of them have little communication, but inconsistent communication. Can we, Mr. Speaker, get a statement from the government, from the minister responsible for security, on how we are going to ensure that our people are actually safe where they have gone? And what is the level of their safety? Mr. Speaker, this becomes a very important issue, and we would like I would like to thank my friend Charles Onchoke for bringing this statement.
Thank you. Yatongo, on the same? Too many joyriders.
I don't want the Speaker to belabor much, but getting from Sunguli 7 people from one single constituency or sub-county is so worrying.
He's saying 12.
Yeah, 12. Then that can tell you, Honorable Speaker, that the magnitude, the number could be extremely big and worrying. I think maybe before we wait the Speaker to issue, to respond to the question, Honorable Sunguli can take the information he has to DCI, because it can also as much help during this time of investigation. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Raso. Yes, Sunguli, what's your point of order? Give Sunguli the
Since
mic.
I'm raising the matter in the House, I don't think that it's wise for me to go to the DCI. Can I table this document so that the honorable member, who is the chairman of security, can take it to the
Honorable
DCI?
Sunguli, you are a joyrider. You have no document to table. Yes, Raso.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, from the foregoing raised by the honorable member from Kisii, when Kenyans are recruited to go and fight in foreign wars, those actually are not soldiers, those are mercenaries. And the law about mercenaries is really very clear. But the division we must make between the two is if there are Kenyan students who are studying in Russia and are conscripted to fight the Russian war, then I think that is illegal and it is against the international law. For that reason,
Honorable Raso, you are a military man. A country cannot conscript anybody who is not its national.
indeed.
You can only conscript your nationals.
But Honorable Speaker, what I'm saying is what the member of Kisii has raised. If indeed some of those individuals who are in Russia studying, then for them to be conscripted is illegal. But at the same time, also the Kenyan agents who are recruiting Kenyans to go and fight in foreign wars, actually that is criminal and action must be taken without delay, because Kenyans are looking for green pastures, but not through fighting in foreign wars that they are not likely to survive.
Honorable Ichungwa, Majority Leader, if I know Karemba is distracting you and he should stop. If you heard what Sunguli said, member for Kilgoris, He says he knows the physical address of the recruiting agent. He has a telephone number and the name of the individual who is recruiting and suspecting young Kenyans, and most likely is making a fortune out of it and taking them as mercenaries to the Russia-Ukraine front line. I think this is not a matter I would leave to the Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations Committee. I will pass the ball to you, and you should, between now and the time we get a response, engage DCI, NIS, so that they can be able, and Sunguli is a person of interest to the extent that he has the details that he has talked about, so that you can assist in apprehending these criminals who are taking advantage of the situation of unemployment in the country. I have also some letters from Raphael Wanjala and a few other members whose constituents have been on that front line. I have taken the extra step of talking to Ambassador Mathuki in Moscow and personally send him to go and see Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, whom I know as a friend because we served together as foreign ministers. And Lavrov said that the Russian government is not involved in those recruitments, and anybody who dies on the front line are either thrown in the rivers or buried in mass graves. So this is a very serious matter, and I want to encourage you as the majority leader in the House to take it up so that we can assist Kenyans in distress. Maybe you can come back to the House by Thursday, but get the details from Sunguli. Jen Kihara on the same issue? Yes?
Mr. Speaker, I think the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Diaspora Desk, has a lot of information. I saw it in the media, 2 ladies who have lost, whose husbands are missing out there. There is one who came back miraculously and had horrifying story to tell. I think that Foreign Affairs Diaspora Desk has got a lot, and I think it's good to advise parents or the family members who have their children out there to come out and register so that we know the extent of the problem, because it's a serious, serious one. That one who came back had to make himself mad. He became mad. He started shooting everywhere so that he was taken to the hospital. And finally, he was assisted by the ministry, by the embassy. So I think there is a lot of information going around. There is a lady who said they know even the agent and called them by name. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Jen. Ichungwa, maybe what you should also do is cause the government communication authority to send out a clear message to Kenyans that there are no jobs in Russia for Kenyans to go and perform. Those who are being lured for jobs in Russia are going to a war zone, and it is advised not to do so. So, Onjoke, your request and all the joy riders is in the hands of the majority leader, who will be responding by Thursday next week. John Kagusha, member from Kurueni.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Orders 44, 2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding the status of construction of the Gikondi-Dhara Road and the Mwireri-Mutwewadi Road in Mukurweini constituency. Honorable Speaker, the award of the 2 projects to contractors created legitimate expectation among residents that construction works would be undertaken within the stipulated timelines and to the required standards. However, progress on both roads has been slow, irregular, and unclear. Several sections have stalled, while sections where works had commenced have deteriorated due to incomplete works. This has caused significant inconvenience to residents and raised serious concerns regarding contractor performance, payments processes, and the adequacy of project supervision and oversight. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure on the following. 1, the current status of the Gikondi, Dhara, and Mwireri Mutawade roads, including the approved scope of works and the percentage of completion for each project. Number 2, the reasons for delays, stalled works, and any non-payments or delayed payments of contractors. 3, the measures being taken to ensure timely completion of the 2 roads, including budgetary provisions, resolution of contractor claims, or the engagement of alternative contractors where necessary, particularly for the Mwireri Mutawade road. And 4, the specific timelines within which residents of Mukurweini constituency can expect the completion and commissioning of the Gikondi Dhara road and the Mwireri Mutawade road. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Chair Roads. Any member from the Roads Committee? Majority Leader, you can inform them to bring a response in 2 weeks.
I will do that, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Next order. Majority Leader, your Thursday statement. Do you have any today?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I was consulting with Honorable Ochaks here, who is sympathizing that many other chairs are not in the House. And the chair, I must commend Honorable Tongoyo, because, and his vice chair.
Yes.
Because they are always here at 2:30.
Yes, correct.
To make sure that they respond to questions and statements. The chair, transport, should also be aware that many of the questions that come from members pertain either to security, transport, health, or water. And I see also Honorable Kangogo Bowen is usually here at 2:30, so we want to encourage the other chairs to be present. On to the usual Thursday statement, Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the House Business Committee, which met in our first meeting this Tuesday, February 10th, to prioritize business for consideration during the week. Honorable Speaker, allow me to once again officially welcome members back from the long recess and wish all of you a very successful 5th session, which will be our penultimate session of the term of the 13th Parliament. And therefore, as the session commences, we expect a significant number of legislative proposals, bills, reports, and statutory instruments that will most certainly require our very keen attention. In this regard, the collective effort of every member and every committee remains critical for the realization of the constitutional mandate that the National Assembly. The very remind them, as I said yesterday, we have only 14 days. Beginning today, or from is the second reading of the following bills should Senate be second reading of the following bills should some of them not be concluded today. 1, the Energy Management Bill, Senate Bill number 42 of 2023, and 2, the Fire and Rescue Services Professionals Bill, Senate Bill number 5 of 2023. Additionally, Honorable Speaker, debate will be undertaken on the following motions should notice of motion be given.
One is consideration of the report of the delegation to the 150th Assembly of the Interparliamentary Union. Two is consideration of the report on the audited accounts for the Judiciary Mortgage Scheme Fund for the financial year ended 2011-2012 to 2021-2022. Three will be a consideration of a petition regarding pollution of River Athi. Four is consideration of the fourth report on the status of implementation of the Constitution. Five is consideration of session of paper number 3 of 2025 on partial divestiture in Safaricom PLC by the Government of Kenya. Honorable Speaker, as I mentioned earlier, the consideration of the budget policy statement and the medium-term debt management strategy, which was submitted to the House yesterday afternoon, is of priority. To this end, I wish to inform the House that the appearance of Cabinet Secretaries to answer questions from members will be resumed at an appropriate time after this process of the budget policy statement consideration, since many of these Cabinet Secretaries are expected to be appearing before our departmental committees on their budget issues. In the meantime, members are encouraged to file their questions with the clerk and also their requests for statements. And the House Business Committee will reconvene again on Tuesday, 17 February, to schedule business for the rest of the week. I now wish to lay this statement on the table of the House. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Members, allow me to acknowledge in the Speaker's gallery this afternoon Maranda High School from Bondo, Siaya County. On my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome the students, their teachers, and those accompanying them to the House of Parliament. Yes, Chair Budget.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to welcome the students and teachers from Maranda High School to Parliament. Honorable Speaker, Maranda High School is one of our best, actually one of our top schools in the county. And therefore, their visit to Parliament is something that we would like to really support and urge the students that, as usual, Maranda is an outstanding school that has produced many scholars, many professionals, including the late Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. And therefore, as they come here, we want to tell them that this is their house and they should aim to be here and beyond. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Let me also join my colleague, Honorable Atandi, in congratulating or welcoming the students from Maranda High School to this August House. I do so on two accounts, Honorable Speaker. My second born went through Maranda High School, and I'm a very proud father of the boy. Secondly, we have had a very good working relationship between Funyula NGCDF and Maranda High School. As we speak here today, Honorable Speaker, we have about 15 boys that NGCDF Funyula sponsors 100% at Maranda boys. And luckily enough, Honorable Speaker, in all those that we have sponsored since I became an MP, they have either brought A-, B+, or A. And I'm always proud and associate very well, wish them well, and wish them good speed. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Ronnie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity also to add my voice in welcoming Maranda High School. I am an alumni of Maranda High School, and that's where I started from. Maranda High School students, dream on. This is where you should be aiming at. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Next order.
Order number 8, the Health Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 56 of 2024, second reading. Question to be put.
Honorable members, will pull the question at order number 8, which is the Health Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 56 of 2024 be now read a second time. As members of that opinion say aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Health Act and for connected purposes.
Next.
Order number 9, the Miscellaneous Fees and Levies Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 57 of 2025, first reading. A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Miscellaneous Fees and Levies Act and for connected purposes. Order number 10, the National Infrastructure Fund Bill, National Assembly Bills number 1 of 2026, first reading. A bill for an act of parliament to provide the establishment and management of the National Infrastructure Fund and for matters connected therewith or instead incidental thereto.
Next.
Order number 11, special motion, consideration of nominee for appointment as the Director General of the Financial Reporting Center.
Chair, Finance and National Planning, that's your motion.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move notice of the following motion, that taking into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning in its report on the approval hearing of a nominee for appointment as the Director General of the Financial Reporting Center, laid on the table of the House yesterday, Wednesday, the 11th of February 2026, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 25 of the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Act, Cap 59A, and Section 3 and 8 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, Cap 7F, this House approves the appointment of Mr. Naftali Kipchirchir Rono as the Director General for the Financial Reporting Center. Honorable Speaker, allow me to give you a little background on this institution called Financial Reporting Center. I wish to begin by giving a brief background on where it all started. In 1989, the G7 countries, most wealthy nations, established an international body referred to as Financial Action Task Force, and who currently has a membership of 40 countries, jurisdictions, and covers nearly every country in the world through a network of regional bodies. The sole role of the governmental body being to set international standards for AML, that is anti-money laundering, countering the financing of terrorism, and countering proliferation financing, that is preventing money from going toward nuclear and chemical weapons. Honorable Speaker, Kenya is one of the founding members of the Eastern Southern Africa Anti-Money Group, a financial action task force styled regional body mandated to fight money laundering, terrorism financing, and proliferation of funds in the region. To achieve this mandate, FATF member countries agreed on a specific set of 40 recommendations as rules of the game for any modern economy, and this included KYC, that is know your customer, where banks must verify who you are; beneficial ownership, where countries must know who actually owns a company, not just who is in the paperwork, and this is to stop shell companies; and 3, criminalization, where countries must make money laundering and terrorism financing specific crimes with serious jail time; and lastly, international cooperation, where governments must share information with each other to catch cross-border criminals. So, Honorable Speaker, to evaluate compliance and check status of the implementation of the 40 recommendations, countries are evaluated by the FATF, that is Financial Action Task Force, through the process called mutual evaluation, which basically is a massive peer review audit where experts from other countries fly in to check 2 things in particular. 1, technical compliance. Do you have the right laws written in your books? And 2, effectiveness. Are those laws actually working? For example, you have a law against money laundering, but have you actually convicted anyone in the last 5 years? So, Honorable Speaker, this peer review conducted by FATF may result in the listing of a country. So, Honorable Speaker, there are 2 categories of listing that we call the grey list, which is called the watch list, where countries or jurisdictions are under monitoring. This means that countries has strategic deficiencies, but has officially promised to fix them. They are working with the FATF on an action plan, and these category international banks may be slower to process your wires, and foreign investment might dip because you are seen as a risky neighborhood. And the second category, Honorable Speaker, is a blacklist or the no-go zone, which are high-risk jurisdictions subjected to a call for action. These are countries with, that are either uncooperative or have such massive failures that they pose a threat to the entire world. In the cases of FATF, it tells the world to apply countermeasures plainly to stop doing business here or to be extremely careful because this money is likely to be dirty. As of early 26, these countries include Iran, North Korea, and Myanmar. Honorable Speaker, in light with these international obligations, Kenya, with the help of this august House, has enacted the most robust AML, CFT, and CPF legislation that also gave birth to Pokalma. However, Kenya has been grey-listed twice, first in 2011 and second time in 2024. The mutual assessment for Kenya identified strategic deficiencies in Kenya AML, CFT, and CPF regime. And this regard, the report outlines strategic recommendations on how Kenya's assessment, out of the 40 FATF recommendations, Kenya was rated as non-compliant with 11 recs, partially compliant with 26 recs, largely compliant with 1 rec, and compliant with 2 recs. In addition, out of the 11 immediate outcomes, Kenya was rated a moderate level of effectiveness on 2 IOs and low level efficiencies on 9 IOs. Honorable Speaker, in putting Kenya into the grey list, FATF identified 21 areas where Kenya defenses were very weak. One was lack of prosecutions. The FTA found that while Kenya has laws against money laundering, there have been very few successful investigations and prosecutions. Basically, the rules exist on paper, but people have not been convicted. We also found to be very weak on terrorist financing risks, that despite facing real threats, Kenya was cited for not having a strong enough strategy to track and prosecute the financing of terrorism, especially regarding money that moves across borders. And 3, there has been, we were weak on opaque company ownership, where it was too easy, where it has been seen it was too easy in Kenya to hide shell companies. The FTF wanted Kenya to ensure that the beneficial owners, that is the actual people who own and profit from a company, are clearly registered and transparent to authorities. We are also found to have unregulated sectors, that while banks have been very well regulated in Kenya, other sectors such as real estate, lawyers, casinos, and circles were seen as blind spots where dirty money could be easily laundered. Last, Honorable Speaker, there was a weak framework on crypto and virtual assets. However, I must thank this august House because through a bill sponsored by the leader of majority and processed by the Committee of Finance and National Planning, we became the first country in Africa to have a standalone legislation on virtual assets and cryptos, Honorable Speaker. And so that is no longer a risk in Kenya. Honorable Speaker, in putting Kenya into the grey list, FATF identified those 21 I'm repeating myself now. So, Honorable Speaker, what has Kenya done in dealing with the mentioned deficiencies that led to Kenya being relisted? Kenya has been able to resolve 11 of these action areas, while 10 remains unresolved. The action areas that Kenya has now resolved include: Kenya has enacted the most progressive Conflict of Interest Act that deals with beneficial owners related matters. And 2, Kenya has enacted the most progressive virtual asset service providers legislation. So, Honorable Speaker, Section 21 of what you call Pokalma Act establishes the Financial Reporting Center, whose principal objective is to assist in the identification of processes of crime and combating of money laundering, combating terrorism financing, and combating the proliferation financing. To achieve this key mandate, the center collects, analyzing, and shares financial intelligence with investigative authorities, supervisory bodies, and foreign counterparts, and promote compliance with international anti-money laundering standards and facilitate enactment of Kenyan laws. So, Madam Speaker, Section 25 of the Pokalma Act establishes the office of the Director General of the Center and outlines the procedure for appointment, qualification, and terms of service. It provides that the Director General shall be a fit, competent, and proper person recommended by the board and approved by the National Assembly, after which the Cabinet Secretary formally makes the appointment. Pursuant to Standing Orders 45.1 and 77.1 of the National Assembly Standing Orders, the Speaker of the National Assembly referred the nomination of Mr. Naftali Kipchirchir Rono to the position of Director General of the Financial Reporting Center to the Departmental Committee of Finance and National Planning to conduct approval hearing and table a report to the House within the stipulated period. Subsequently, my committee conducted the approval hearing on Monday, the 2nd of February 2026, and these were the findings on the nominee. Mr. Speaker, the nominee has over 25 years of experience in intersection of law, security, governance, and regulation, shaping key legislation and policies. He held similar legal roles in the National Intelligence Service, including serving as a head of legal for over 10 years. And therefore, he was tasked with advising the Director General on legal matters. The nominee holds a Master of Law degree in International Financing Law and Regulation from Strathmore University. He also holds a postgraduate diploma in law from the Kenya School of Law and a Bachelor of Law degree from the University of Nairobi, where, most importantly, it is good to note that he was top of his class, having scored a first-class honors, Honorable Speaker. His career majorly has been in the intelligence and law enforcement field and has given him strong expertise in investigating financial crimes and coordinating multi-agency responses, which are central to the mandate of Financial Reporting Center. In addition, the nominee has legal and leadership roles built over time that will solidify his capacity in regulatory compliance and strategic management required to guide the center effectively. Honorable Speaker, the nominee meets the requirements of Chapter 6 of the Constitution on Leadership and Integrity, and having been issued with the relevant clearance certificates by the relevant statutory agencies such as EACC, DCI, OR, PP, and Higher Education Loans Board. The nominee demonstrated knowledge of topical administration and technical issues touching on financial reporting and has the requisite abilities, qualifications, and experience to serve as a Director General of Financial Reporting Center. Honorable Speaker, the nominee demonstrated a clear understanding of this space of anti-money laundering, purification, financing, and counter-terrorism, Honorable Speaker, through the many years of experience he has had with the National Intelligence Service, Honorable Speaker, and possesses the correct qualifications, including a master's degree that is relevant to this particular job, a diploma in law from the Kenya School of Law, and a first degree from the University of Nairobi. So I'm very proud of this nominee, Honorable Speaker, having done his master's in the same university that I did my master's, that is Strathmore University, Honorable Speaker. So I really I request this Honorable House to approve the nominee to be the Director General of Financial Reporting Center. Honorable Speaker, the leader of majority would like to second, but maybe majority leader, the Honorable Gishimo wanted to second. Yes. So it's important to note, it's important to mention.
Honorable Chair, yes. Please move and make a decision on who is seconding your motion.
Honorable Speaker, when the majority leader requests to second, you must first consult with the leadership. So that's why I had to consult. But, Honorable Speaker, it's important to notify this House that the Committee of Finance and National Planning and the Committee of Debt and Privatization are moving across the country doing public participation on session paper number 2 of 2025 on the partial divestiture of Safaricom, Honorable Speaker, and that's why those members are not present in the House this afternoon. So far, we've covered around 25 counties, with only 5 counties to go. And so we're hoping in the next few weeks, Honorable Speaker, a few days, the Joint Committee will have a report to table in this House that will reflect the views of Kenyans that we have talked to across all the 30 countries that are going to visit. So with those remarks, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move and ask the Honorable Gishimo, the great Member of Parliament for Geshogo, to second.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As I second this motion, let me make it clear that our standing orders usually gives the leader of majority priority. But when it comes to the seconding of the motion, that leeway is given to the mover to choose. And that is why I'm humble and I feel privileged to have been given this opportunity to second this motion. And I thank the Committee of Finance, which is ably led by Honorable Kimani Kuria, for work well done. And though Kimani Kuria has said it all, I just need to add a few things in support of this motion. And let me first of all declare that the nominee, Honorable Rono, Mr. Rono, was my classmate. And there is no conflict of interest at all for me to second and to support this motion. And let me say that this is a person who has been well exposed in the area that he will be able to fit very well in the position that he has been nominated to hand as a Director General. All for the better part of his professional life, he has worked with the National Intelligence Service, and this position has given him a very good position to be able to, for the exposure that he requires, because one of the areas that his position will require is financial intelligence and collaboration with other authorities for the purposes of enforcement and in terms of conducting or doing his mandate as required by the law. So, Honorable Speaker, we expect that Rono will be able to take this financial reporting center to higher level in terms of even compliance with the international bodies and all that is required for the performance of his work. And I have no doubt that having known this nominee for 4 years at the university and also having followed his career very well and as has been elaborated by the chair, this is a person of very, very high integrity and who will be able to discharge his duties as required by the law and the Constitution. And Honorable Speaker, without belaboring, and because others, including the majority, might now want to contribute, I beg to second. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Gishimu. Honorable members, I now propose the question, which is that taking into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning in its co-report on the approval hearing of a nominee for appointment as Director General of the Financial Reporting Center, laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, 11th February 2026, and pursuant to provisions of Section 25 of the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act, Cap 59A, and Sections 3 and 8 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, Cap 7F, this House approves the appointment of Mr. Naftali Kipchirchir Rono as the Director General of the Financial Reporting Center. Honorable members, before I give a chance to the Majority Leader for debate, I would like to acknowledge our students seated in the public gallery this afternoon, students from Molo Academy Boys, Molo constituency, Nakuru County. Let's welcome them to the House. Majority Leader, would you like to welcome them or the member to welcome them? You may, Chairman.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I take this opportunity to welcome the students from the great school in Molo Academy. So, Honorable Speaker, this is one of the best performing schools in Molo constituency, and notably, Honorable Speaker, these are students who are drawn from across the country. We have students from Kisumu, from Mombasa, from Kilifi, and they come and study in Molo and do exemplary well. And Honorable Speaker, one of the reasons why this school is very successful is because it is in a very good location in Monotown, but Honorable Speaker, that diversity, cultural diversity of people staying together and living together from across the country, Honorable Speaker, has really made this to be a very, very great school. And Honorable Speaker, I want to encourage all of us in this House that let us have as many such schools in our constituents as possible so that we can grow leaders that think beyond their communities, their families, and their tribes, and they can live as global citizens, Honorable Speaker. I welcome them to observe the proceedings of the House.
Majority Leader, you may proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, but also allow me to welcome those students from Molo Academy. And I'm impressed by what their Member of Parliament, who is also an accomplished accountant and a very good chair of our Finance and National Planning Committee, to tell the children from Molo and their parents that they are represented in the House by the best. And this is a two-term Member of Parliament who is going for three-term. It's actually long-term. Because when it is rare, Honorable Speaker, to find leaders, young leaders like the chair of our Finance and National Planning Committee, leaders who are very focused in their work, are able to deliver at a national stage, as he does in leading this House on matters to do with finance issues in the House, even the consideration of a report like this that he tabled yesterday, which we are considering for the approval of Mr. Naftali Rono. To FRC. And it is good that these children have listened to their Member of Parliament, because tomorrow they will be the ones sitting here